Happy Friday, besties. Woo! We made it.
We made it. And for some of us, we have a long weekend.
Yay! It's the one day, the U.S. 365 or 4 or whatever days a year. It's rough goings in America, but one day a year we get to celebrate our labor.
Yes, one day.
Monday off.
Yeah.
I appreciate a 3-day weekend.
Okay, if it's a half day, if today you get a half day before the holiday, which gentle reminder for organizations, anyone listening to this, if your workers don't know what time they get off today, the best time would have been months ago to let them know what the holiday schedule is. Second best time is as soon as possible. So just pause, go let them know what that departure time is, then come back and listen. But what time in like an average workday, what time to you is a half day?
12.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
I mean, now if I start at 7, 11. I'm going to be real fucking technical.
Yeah. I go by 8.
Yeah.
So I'm doing 4 hours, kind of traditional.
I think it's important that organizations be specific about that, because also sometimes they won't give a time zone, and so they'll be like 1, and people are like, oh, okay, well, so is everybody on the West Coast getting off at like 10 a.m.? Then like how does that work? So again, being specific.
Yes.
Do people get out early on the Friday?
I never have.
Me neither.
Oh, I have.
Now, will I unofficially?
Like manufacturing ops. I mean, it was always just a normal schedule.
Healthcare doesn't ever close. Yeah.
Industry dependent.
It's exactly industry dependent. So that's why I think it's, industry and then department within organization. And so I think it's very important for those that do get things like an extra half day to know everybody might not get there. And then there may be people that stick aboard. And so what you can do to try to like make it as equitable as possible, I do think is important. But most organizations I've worked in, we've gotten a half day before the holidays. Sometimes half days like 3. And whoa, that's quite the, I would say, I see 1 commonly, like 1, but I like 12.
But that's probably like an East Coast thing.
Yeah.
That you would see, because they start a little later.
Yeah, we tend to, but I tend to be an early bird, but in law firms, these people would, they're working till 2 a.m. And so they may show up at 10 a.m. to work. I can't live that way. I like to get going early. So I like to get in early, get out early, and get my holiday weekend starting. Well, we would, in my sales job I've talked about, we would do a thing on before holiday weekends. They'd be like, okay, challenge. If we get schedule 100 sales calls or something as a whole organization. We had 50 of us or 70 of us in the same role. It would be like a challenge. People would be updating, reply all. People would go nuts. You've never seen people more motivated.
Of course.
We get out of there sometimes. Oh my God, 9:45 in the morning.
That's amazing.
Woo! It was I do think whatever you can do to motivate people, that always to me had the best productivity, and we loved it.
Yeah. Pro tip of mine is any 3-day weekend should really be a 4-day weekend, because even numbers are better. So I just would always like to take the Friday off.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I typically always took the Friday off because both of my boys went to the same daycare and they were always closed the Friday before Memorial and Labor Day. So I always took it off. But now that both of them are in elementary school, I hate not having that Friday off. It just feels different. It's not as long. I don't know.
Well, take it for the memes.
Yeah, I might.
Take it for the memes,
I just might. We kept the water slide up from last weekend. We're having a shrimp boil. I am so ready. I'm going to bake in the sun. Because, really, Labor Day is the weekend is almost like a unofficial end of summer. Not really for Tennessee or Texas probably, or Atlanta for that matter, because it's still hot till October.
Yeah, I have my pumpkin spice latte, which, as we know, has already come out.
Yes.
I didn't know.
It's 96 degrees. I can't do it. I can't get there yet.
I rolled into Starbucks just because I wanted a little treat last week, and I saw they had all the pumpkin stuff, so I got a pumpkin cream cold brew. This is how out of touch I am with Starbucks. I just wanted a treat, and it was the closest coffee shop to me, and I was so excited. Now I just need Dunkin's pumpkin donut. They don't have it yet.
Do you have
that pumpkin donut? Oh my God, so
well,
good.
and have you ever gotten the kit there where you decorate? Like decorate with icing. I think we should do a challenge.
For like Halloween?
Yeah, like real close to Halloween. They'll do it
like they do the spider one with the chocolate. Yeah.
And you can, but like they have kits that you can go and get like 4, and then they have icing. You can do it yourself. I should just buy it. Every time I envision that it's going to be different than it's been the other 43 years of my life. And it's always the same, just like when I carve pumpkins. Every year it ends up being the triangles like Charlie Brown. But we need to do like a donut decorating competition and maybe a pumpkin decorating competition among the besties.
Oh, yeah.
Well, not Jamie, actually. I forgot, not Jamie.
Oh, yeah, my Miley Cyrus pumpkin.
I'm into that. Yeah, do you paint or carve them?
I do both usually.
Yeah, same.
I get way too into it.
There's no such thing. I don't think there's anything getting too into it.
I love like fall and Halloween, and I'm already like thinking of my costume.
There's like, if you have a Venn diagram of people that have worked in HR, everyone's different, has unique personalities, except for people that work in HR who always will love the fall and Halloween. There's
weather.
There's about 7 to 135 things that we all have in common, and fall and Halloween love are absolutely some of them.
For real.
And pumpkin spice lattes.
That's right. Real basic on those fronts.
I know we are.
Yeah, that's okay.
Oh my gosh.
That's okay.
Introducing Bluehost Cloud, ultra-fast WordPress hosting with 100% uptime. Want a website with unmatched power, speed, and control? Of course you do. And now you can have all 3 with Bluehost Cloud, the new web hosting plan from Bluehost. With 100% uptime and incredibly speedy load times, your WordPress websites will be dependable and lightning fast on a global scale. Plus, your sites can handle even the biggest traffic spikes without going down or lagging. And with Bluehost Cloud, you get 24/7 WordPress priority support, meaning you're connected to WordPress experts anytime you need them. Not to mention, you automatically get daily backups and world-class security. So, what are you waiting for? Get Bluehost Cloud today by visiting Bluehost.com. That's Bluehost.com.
So, what is going on? Ashley, is there something going on in your neck of the woods?
Well, thankfully, this was not in my neck of the woods, but I saw a story on the webs, and I was like, I have a story to chat about at happy hour. Don't let me forget. But it's kind of like thankfully I remembered, because have you ever done that where you text people and you're like, I have a story for you Friday. And then you get there and like, what was that story? And you're like, oh, I'm like, I can't remember. Thankfully, I do remember. And already, Jamie, I think, has seen this headline.
Yes. I did not read the article, though.
Okay. I know nothing.
Okay.
As usual.
Okay. So let me start with a question rather than a description. If you are going to a company offsite, what are activities that you would like to do at that offsite? Eat
and drink.
Okay. What about physical activity?
Not a lot of physical things.
Yeah. No.
Like, because I'm not into like zip line bullshit or anything outside. You know, like I don't want to do team building like that. But I'm from a hot place. Like, and so it's not like congruent. Like if we were somewhere else, for example, I've been whitewater rafting a couple of times, sailing. Yeah. Like, and I like shit like that.
Really?
That's fun.
I don't know if I could want to be in like a life or death situation with coworkers. They'd be like, fuck
because your ass going to die.
I can tell you after this article, you're not going to want to. So what about a hike? Like a long hike up a mountain?
I will hike with you, besties.
Up a mountain.
But not my coworkers. Nope.
Like how long? Like it's like a legit hike, right?
Uh-huh.
So I looked it up. So this was in Colorado. So I haven't seen the name of the company, and maybe I'll figure this out. Jamie will find it after the fact. But when she's in her next very busy meeting, but she's like pretending to work, but she's like, let me find the name of this company that caused this terrible idea. This is why people are in risk management that are like, you hate being the fun police, but you got to be. So this is in Colorado, in Mount Chavano. I've never heard of, and I'm never going to now, because there's a hike that's about about 12 miles. I looked this up. It's about 8.5 hours. 8.5 hours.
No. No.
So some of the reporting on this, and some reporting, I'll say this, is by KKTV, which is your breaking news leader out in Colorado, had whoever, Lindsay Grew, who wrote this article, has a great word of the hand. Because as they wrote, in what may cause some awkward encounters at the office, this is what happened. So this group goes to hike. Like anything, you have 15 people. Of these people, some are excellent hikers, some I guess aren't as much. So they already broke into two groups. Well, then this one group went to the summit and back. The other group was like, we're going to go back. They left one of those colleagues to go summit themselves and come back. And here's the one thing I would say is that if you're in a group and you're like, I really want to summit, but everybody else is going back, do you still go up?
I mean, it's Colorado. That's a legit
beautiful.
Mountain.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful.
Probably not the adjective I'd say.
I mean, but it's kind of blurry. But I mean, I'm sure I picked it up I pulled it up, picked it up. I pulled it up on my phone. I mean, it's Colorado.
It's Colorado. And this is a 14er. So this is like, I do know this because I don't mountain climb, but I love watching mountain climbing documentaries on Netflix. And so I know a 14er, it's a big deal. So what they call this, the now solo climber, because this person was like, I'm going to keep going. The rest of the colleagues are like, you're out. So he reached the summit like 11:30 in the morning. And so he's like, all right, well, I'm going to go down because other members of the group, you like leave markings and stuff like that, to head back down. He's like, I'm just going to follow the markings. Fucker couldn't do that because his colleagues, as they went down, they picked their markers up. So this guy left to go to the top of the mountain. Also, he's trying to get back down the mountain and can't figure out where he's going because his colleagues put their markings in their bag so he could not follow them.
Why did they do that? On purpose to screw him?
Oh, I have to imagine they're going to answer that under deposition testimony at some point in the next 5 years. But they did that. So then this poor guy becomes disoriented. Like he's like, where am I? And so thankfully he had cell service, which is a good, like thankful. Yeah. And so he was dropping pins to his coworkers, like, here I am. And his coworkers could see it. And they were like, no, you're going the wrong way. Go back up and figure this out. And so he's trying to send another pin, can't get cell service. So this is at 11:30 at the top. At 9:00 at night, he still hadn't made it down. And so they have rescue teams out, a drone pilot trying to it's high winds and rain. So this guy is stuck. But then, so the next morning, it's like on a Friday, then he has to spend overnight there, helicopters, all of these things. Finally, these rescue teams, I guess, figure out where he is because he regained cell service, was able to make it. He fell at least 20 times on the slopes. Anyway, so he had to be lowered down. So the rescue team, they have to lower him down 5 different times. He was safely brought down. He was transported to a hospital as a precaution. But I think HR is going to have an investigation on their hands along with the local sheriff's department the next week.
Oh, yeah.
So
they're going to have a going out of business sale.
It's like for weed gummies or something, and he was just really high. No, but like, seriously, how I would never, like, I would be that woman or probably that HR person who would be like, stand in front of him and be like, you can't go. We're done with the hike. I mean, for this very reason, because that would, like, I have that brain where I'm going to go, you're going to die on the mountain.
12 miles, seriously. And I looked it up. I Googled it. It's in the middle of nowhere. This, I mean, I don't know if they're coming from Denver or where they're coming from, Colorado Springs or whatever, but oh my gosh, what kind of event is that? And then you already separate into teams, and it's not very inclusive.
No,
and it's not engaging. I mean,
okay, because what am I thinking? I'm thinking, well, so if I have a disability, I can't participate. Mm-hmm. Like, I already thought that when...
Yeah, #startup. But anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I literally...
it's a startup.
I said to I thought to myself, I'm like, this, like, challenge, especially for the people that are, like, don't want to sign up, but they feel pressured to sign up. You can visualize all these things happening. Yeah. So to me, I have to imagine this might be a startup. But anyway, I saw this, and I was like, oh, God. And they're like, talk about what could be an awkward situation on Monday. Awkward. Anyway.
It sounds like they were messing with him, huh? And that is not cool at all.
Yeah. He's like the Glenn that everyone hates, right? I still would protect Glenn. I'm like, no, Glenn. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, especially like, you can see the fight being like, we're going back down. Like, no, I'm going up, damn it. Like, okay, well, we don't want to. But the picking up of the markings, Seems like a problem.
Yeah, like
Last chance.
like what were they doing?
Hazing them.
I don't know. That story sounds damn messy, but this is why you know we've been in situations where you have to be like, this activity is a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people die like that,
Mm-hmm.
right? I mean,
Yes.
running out of water. I mean,
Yeah.
all of these things. It's summer, right? This was recent.
This was like last weekend.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a thing.
Yeah.
I mean, would that be manslaughter? I mean, you know, like that's,
Yeah, that's a good, if he would have,
I mean, I thought you were going to tell me he passed because that just happens all the time, right? At parks and whatever. Thank goodness.
No, you can probably always guarantee on me telling a happy ending story on this. Not that kind of,
Right.
you know, it's not what I mean.
I was like, this wasn't necessarily a happy ending.
No, but like he's fine. I could go tell the epilogue.
Yes, thank goodness he's alive.
He's fine. I don't know. I took the 2 criminal classes in law school, criminal law, and then my real criminal justice, where I had to make the movie about John Grisham movies, and that's all I got. So I don't know, but I guarantee you, people that the legal is involved. I am sure. I have no doubt whatsoever. But anyway, I thought that was notable. So stick to like a happy hour like this is also good for.
Mm-hmm.
Top golf, putt.
Well, we had like sometimes you have the activities you choose from, but I feel like the employees are always worried about like what's the choice supposed to be, especially somewhere with like really extreme power dynamics, like a startup, or when I worked at a law firm, we had all these activities you could choose from, and we were in Indianapolis for our big like nationwide firm retreat, and I'd signed up for bowling, fine. But then this partner I did a lot of work with, he was like, oh, you should do the 5K. Of course, I'm a junior associate, so I'm like, okay. And so I'm like running through downtown Indianapolis, like trying to make sure I catch a glimpse of him so I can see that get a good ding on my performance review for running like a banshee, before I go duck pin bowling. But what about y'all?
I like doing the bowling ones personally.
Yeah, I mean, I think the ones that I think were most awkward for me are like a splash park, like a water park.
Oh,
got it. Yes.
And it wasn't awkward for anyone but me, like being in a swimsuit as HR. Like that was just me.
I guarantee you it's awkward for other people as well.
But that was just like me being awkward more than anything else. What else have I done? We've done like escape rooms, and I've told this story. I've told you all this story before, but I get like really bossy and I start yelling.
Not you.
Not me, yeah. So that was kind of embarrassing for me too, because I'm like, listen, this is SOS. Listen to it.
Yeah.
I've never done an escape room.
They're fun.
Really?
Oh, we should. I think we should do. I don't know. I would think so, but
Yeah, you probably don't want.
You're going to be yelled at. I mean, she just told you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to yell at you.
Yeah, totally.
I want to do one of those paint rooms or rage rooms, the rooms you could just go paint on the walls or just like smash the TVs and stuff like that.
Yes, I would love to smash shit up. Vegas has like an excavator one where you can literally get into like a bulldozer or an excavator.
Oh, I swear. I think I saw that on Shark Tank back in the day. I remember spending a Friday night.
It was on Vanderpump Rules.
Okay. All right.
That sounds fun.
Shifting my wardrobe from summer to fall is always a challenge. But luckily, Quince is there with high-quality items, so I can freshen up my wardrobe without blowing my budget. I've had friends say, "Ooh, wait, do you really like Quince?" And I say, yes, and they're supporters of HR Besties. So why do I like them? If you're thinking fall, they have gorgeous cashmere sweaters from $50, pants for every occasion, cute shirts that I can wear for work and after work, and so much more. And the best part, all Quince items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. By partnering directly with top factories, Quince cuts the cost out of the middleman and passes the savings on to us. And Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices and premium fabrics and finishes. I love that. I have these gorgeous silver croissant hoop earrings that I got from Quince that look like $1,000,000, and they were less than $40. I love them, and I'm happy to tell everyone who asks that I got them at Quince. Make switching seasons a breeze with Quince's high-quality closet essentials. Go to quince.com/HRBesties for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/HRBesties to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/HR besties.
I think, like you were saying, Jamie, it can be really awkward when you have an employee engagement event that requires people to change clothes, right? Or to be, in swimsuits or whatnot. Like one of those, the rafting trip thing, of course, we had to change. We had to put the wetsuits on. Everything's very clingy. But we had to change outside. There was no space to do it. And it's just me and maybe two other females. Everybody else is male. And so, we found this space in the woods, behind some outhouse. I don't know, or back in the middle of nowhere, we could kind of change. But then I remember I finished changing and I walked out and I looked because all the guys were just changing kind of out in the open. Weird, awkward, in front of
your colleagues?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. But I'm not over there. Right. But I finished my thing and I figured I'm super slow and I turn this way and I see somebody that's naked. And I was thinking it was a colleague, and I totally freaked out. No, it was one of the rafting instructor people leaders. Peeper, I know, Freudian slip there.
Wow.
I mean, I screamed. Normally I maybe would peek, but that was going to be work, that was work people. So I freaked the fuck out, Thankfully, it wasn't. It was one of the guys.
That's the problem, is people will think of activities, and I do believe part of HR's job is to ask those questions, and people will be like, Toby from the office, why are you being so no fun? And you're like, no, but you have to think, okay, where are people going to change? What's going to happen? Are people going to feel uncomfortable? I don't know. We'll get there. We'll figure it out. And then you're the one that then has to deal with the complaint on the back end because you're seeing, Johnny O's wee. There we go. Okay.
I did not plan that. That had nothing to do with me. I was invited to something. I was invited to a conference that was not my event. I just want to put that out there, a disclaimer.
I did the BMW Driving Center in Greenville, South Carolina. It was a CLE, which is a legal seminar. And we met it's in Greenville, South Carolina, but we met in Atlanta at the MARTA station. And I was thinking about this. They gave us mimosas before we got on the bus and chicken biscuits. But it's about 3.5 hours to get there. And there were videos. And I was laughing because my old boss I used to work with, we were reunited. And I said it was like the episode of Wonder Years where Kevin reunites with Winnie. Not in that way. I don't mean it to sound that way, but he was I loved working together. We had so many laughs and things like that. So it was a one-day reunion where we were cracking up at all these people that were actually watching the legal videos on the drive to Greenville, but drove in the race cars, did it was the most fun day. Such a fun day. So that one, I do recommend any of those race car driving things.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Heck yeah.
What I would say is that if you are arranging things like this, don't keep doing the same thing over and over.
Yes.
Mix it up. I used to work at a place where it was always golf.
Oh, yeah.
And Ashley would have loved that. I don't golf, though. I mean, but you see, just from an inclusivity, mix it up a little bit, Gosh. Not just always golf over and over.
Golf. And speaking of one more thing is we had a comment. Normally Jamie's the one that goes after the comments on our HR Bestie social, but I had to go this morning or the other morning and make a video based on a comment we got on our HR Besties TikTok that I did not care for. The comment was in response to just one of our videos, but it was HR is useless. Something to the effect of, have you ever noticed no CEO of significance ever rises through the ranks of HR?
Slow clap to you. 10 out of 10. No notes. You fried fish filleted that man. Carl, get fucked. Because you were today by Ashley.
Well, I did my research. You know me, like I
love
research. I did a quick Google search. Not even though, like I had to get my daughter somewhere early this morning. I was doing a training. I carved my time out while I'm drying my hair, sitting on the floor of my closet. I'm like, oh no, and so I'm researching. But so former CEO of Microsoft may not have actually come through HR, but I have, that's fine. Everybody else, like Mary Barra, CEO of General Motors, all these things. But we were saying one of the things I think Leigh, you'd commented is, it does seem like some of the people that rise through the ranks from HR to CEO often tend to be male. A number of the ones I found were female, but that was one thing that stuck out, I think, to us.
Mm-hmm. And, what sticks out to me, too, is just our concept of, quote, executive presence.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? As we continue to evolve and shift our ideas and ideals, as a society and whatnot, I would see that changing more. When we start putting more emphasis and importance on people instead of money, you'll see more leaders come up from HR because the leaders are there. The leaders are totally there. What's not there oftentimes is the respect of the function and the background, the fact that so many of us, we go to business school, law school, multiply degreed, whatever, right? I mean, doing all the hard work, understanding finance, understanding ops, understanding all the different functions, FYI, that's part of the job, right? I mean, so totally equipped and capable, but it's just a lack of respect or not being seen as having, quote, executive presence, right? I mean, that's what kind of pisses me off because we're predominantly female as a function, And so we'll continue. We'll get better. But we're badass leaders in HR, like hands down, facts.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. There's some great ones.
Yeah. And I mean, truthfully, let's be honest, like you said, Leigh, I mean, we know all the facets of the company than probably any other leader, just because because of the issues that we dealt with in HR. So we have a different understanding in how it affects our people, our employees. And I think that's, like you said, it's very important, and you'll see what will happen when you put people first.
Yep. HR can be wizards and octopi because you're expected to know fairly decent details about every function in the organization. You end up knowing as you write job descriptions, as you do things, you look at performance memos,
or
KPIs.
you're recruiting for them.
Yeah.
PIP plans, just employee relations in general. I mean, you're learning things that no one in the organization wouldn't necessarily know about a certain department.
You show me an HR professional, maybe one that worked in a restaurant or retail, knows how to get shit done. Let me tell you, they can run organizations, but providing that additional development, looking at them, really putting them into positions and giving that support, spot on, Leigh.
Mm-hmm. Gosh.
So
anyway, that guy can get fucked.
He can. Thanks for the question, Carl.
Thanks for the question, Carl.
Have you ever noticed?
Answered.
Well,
Carl.
I say that my T-shirt I'm going to get, which is "Don't be rude on the internet," and definitely don't be rude and wrong.
I loved that.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one.
Well, I posted an article from HBR, Harvard Business Review, that was like why, in just a screenshot of like why CHROs can make great CEOs. And his comment, he's like, you post some random like article from somebody.
Yeah, random article. It's from Reddit, as you can see.
Some comment. I'm like your random comment. Okay, Carl.
Okay, Carl.
Here we are.
Get a fucking life.
Oh, bless.
Normally I ignore the Carls, but every once in a while you catch me on one.
Yeah. They get you sometimes, huh?
I know. Jamie will get you every time. It takes a lot. It takes a lot to get me recording and blowing my hair out in the morning.
Oh, gosh. Well, if you know any great CEOs out there that came up from HR, let us know. We'll repost them.
Yeah, we've gotten some on there. Like I remember the CEO of Chanel. There were a few, and one of our besties, Michael Anderson, had posted his CEO had come through HR, and it's such an asset. And I love when people are commenting those. So drop more. And Bestie Mary Barra, that'd be a fun one up on the HR Besties podcast. We don't normally do interviews, but maybe Bestie Mary will join us for an episode coming up soon and talk about that path from HR to CEO. I think she's the one that had said like HR was such a great preparation for being a CEO. Cause like, I think she said it in more professional terms, but basically like you see a lot of shit. You see a lot of shit that prepares you.
You do.
Love to hear her extrapolate on that.
Yeah.
Gosh.
But happy Labor Day.
Yes. Happy Labor Day.
Cheers. Everyone have a safe holiday weekend, please.
For those who are celebrating. If you're not, just take the days off anyway.
Yeah, do it. Come on. And now Jamie's putting her out of office on.
After this, I'm signing off for the day.
Shutting off her laptop. Hey, Jamie's had her laptop open here at the bar at happy hour per usual, but no more.
Oh, right? Oh.
Yeah, and a half day is not 3 o'clock team for anybody.
That's bullshit.
Give very specific, 4 hours from your start time or 3 or 2, chip, go down, not up.
Exactly. Oh, gosh. Well, have a wonderful long weekend, besties.